If you want to insert an element inside the stack, you will be performing the operation that is push. How exactly we are performing prefix, infix and postfix expressions. To the stack, always I will insert only the operators, not the operand. Hello everyone, I welcome all of you to the first session on data structure 2, stacks and queues. So what is that I will be learning in this session? So I will be explaining how exactly we are performing the operations with respect to stacks and also queue. What is the use of stacks and what is the use of queues is what I will be discussing in detail in this chapter. So let me start this session. What is that I'm going to discuss in this session? So guys, I will be discussing about the basic concepts and operations with respect to stacks. And also I will discuss what is the other terminologies that you should remember with respect to stacks is the second concept that I will be discussing. And the most important thing is implementation of stacks in Python, right? How exactly we will implement this stack in Python, right? Along with that, we have types of stack item nodes. What is the different data that we can insert inside the stack is what I will call it as a stack item nodes, right? Along with that, stack applications I will discuss and conversion of infix and postfix expression using stacks is what I'm going to discuss. This is the important concept that you should understand in this session. Without wasting much of your time, let me get into the session, right? What exactly the stack is all about. Let us understand with the help of this pictorial representation, and then I'll come back to this part. Guys, please observe this diagram, whatever I have. So this is what I will call it as a stack. What is that? This is what I will call it as a stack. Right now, in my stack, I don't have any element. My stack is empty in the beginning. So if I want to insert an element inside the stack, I have to perform the operation that is push. What is the meaning of push? Push in the sense, if you want to insert an element inside the stack, you will be performing the operation that is push. Point number one. So please understand, so my stack is empty right now. If I want to insert any element inside the stack, I should perform the operation that is push. Please understand here, I'm using push operation here. What is that you are trying to insert? So you are trying to insert 32. You are trying to insert 32. Point number one. Point number two, you have something called top. You have something called top. Top is a pointer which always points to the top element in the stack. Always it points to the top element in the stack. So that is the second point that you should remember. So fine. So I'm performing one more time, I'm performing the push operation. I have already 32. So if I perform the push operation, so what is that element that you're trying to insert? I'm trying to insert the 18. So I have 32 already. So 18 will be placed above the 32. So again, my top pointer was pointing to 32, and now after inserting the 18, so it should points to 18, because always top pointer will points to the top element in the stack. So let's understand what is that I'm doing in the next operation. I'm performing pop operation. What is the meaning of pop operations? Pop in the sense you are removing the element from the stack. You are removing the element from the stack. You need to understand one thing. The insertion and the deletion will happen only at one end of the stack. What is that? Insertion and the deletion will happen only at the one end of the stack. So guys, so whatever I have inserted, so that element I have to remove first. So what is the principle that I follow for stack? So please understand, first in, last out. What is the principle that I follow? First in, last out. For example, girls, you will be wearing the bangles, right? So you will start wearing the bangle. Whatever the first bangle that you have inserted, so you will be removing at the last. So whatever the bangle that you have inserted at the last, so you will be removing that at the first. So that's how my stack is working for all of you. at this point of time. So guys, please remember that. So the first top element, whatever we have, so that element will be popped out if I perform the pop operation, right? So after performing this operation, I will perform one more operation, that is push. So push in the sense what? So I will be inserting an element inside the stack, right? So what is that I'm trying to insert? I'm trying to insert the 29. So 29 is inserted. Already I have 32. So above that I will be placing the 29. Again it is pointing to 29. So top pointer is pointing to 29 right now. Then after that again I will perform pop operation. So the first element whatever I have, it will be popped out. So now the top pointer is pointing to 32. This is how my stack is working for all of you, right? So hope you got to know about the basic concepts of stack. Let's get into this concept. Stack simply means that, please understand, an element that is inserted at the end will be deleted first. The element that is inserted at the end will be deleted first is what you need to remember. So to manage all the stack, the insertion and deletion takes place from one position called top. That is what they are calling it as a top. So guys, this is a pointer. This is a pointer, whatever the element that the pointer is pointing to. So that element will be removed and to that particular position it will be inserted. So that is what you have to remember. In simple words, top is a pointer. Suppose if you insert, it will get incremented. If you delete, so it will get decremented. But insertion and deletion will happen at the one end in stack is what you have to remember, right? So there are two fundamental operations. So one is push, another one is pop. Push in the sense inserting an element, pop in the sense deleting an element from the stack. Right? So stack is a dynamic data structure. Please understand, dynamic data structure in the sense it keep on growing. So and also you can call it as a static data structure. Static in the sense fixed, dynamic in the sense it is variable, it can grow is what you have to understand with respect to the stack. Right? You got the fair idea about the stack and the stack operation and how exactly the stack is all working, right? So give me some example with respect to general examples with respect to the stack. CD stand, cooker punch, right? All these things, bangles, all these things exactly works like a stack. Okay, so insertion will happen, right? So with the principle that is first in, last out. Whatever you insert in the beginning, so you will be removing that at the end. So that is what you have to remember when it comes to the concept of stack. Please remember this. This is very, very important. So guys, just take a screenshot of this. I'll just move out of the frame. This is going to be the complete stack for all of you. So I'm trying to make it very simple and easy. So in textbook you have 3 to 4 pages, but I've reduced completely and I'm bringing it to one slide. So it will be very helpful for all of you. Hope you have taken the screenshot. Right? Moving on to the next one. Rules that are followed by stack. What is the rules that I have to follow? Already we have discussed this. Data can only be removed from the top. Data can only be removed from the top. The element at the top of the stack, the removal of the element from the stack is technically called pop operation. So they are speaking about the pop operation and then they are speaking about the push operation. So guys, we have already discussed about the pop and push operations. Moving on to the next one, other stack terminologies that we need to understand. So the first one that we have is peak. What is the meaning of peak? Let us understand. Refers to inspecting the value at the stack's top without removing it. Without removing it. So it is also sometimes referred as an inspection. So peak operation will tell you what is the element that you have in the top. So what is the element that you have in the top? Suppose if you want to know, so I will be performing the inspection operation. Inspection operation in the sense I'm not removing any of the element from the top, but still I am coming to know that what is the element that I have in the top of the element. So with the help of what operation? With the help of peak operation. is what you have to understand, right? So what is the next one I have? Overflow. What is the next example? What is the next terminology that you have to remember? Overflow. Please understand overflow, and also we have underflow. So if you understand one, another one is free for all of you. Overflow in the sense you don't have any space inside the stack, so it's already full. So if you want to place any more element, so there is no space inside the stack, so that condition is what I will call it as an overflow. But if you want to delete something from the stack, but there is no item at all, there is no element inside the stack at all, so that condition we call it as a underflow. That condition we call it as a underflow. So I'll repeat for all of you. If you want to inspect what is the element that you have in the top of the stack, so that how do you come to know that what is the element that you have? So with the help of peek operation. But if you want to insert an element inside the stack, but there is no space at all, so you will check whether it is overflowing or not. Suppose if it is overflowing, then you will not be able to insert any of the element, right? So overflow in the sense what? So you are just checking so whether you have the space or not. If you don't have the space inside the stack to insert an element, guys, then that condition is what I will call it as overflow. But when it comes to delete an element from the stack, but there is no item inside the stack, so that situation is what I will call it as underflow. So hope you got the fair idea about all these terminologies that we all deal with a stack, right? So guys, this is how I perform the operations in the algorithm. So you have the program which I will be discussing in detail when it comes to the lab part. You don't have to worry about that, right? Now, so I'll just give you a glance about it. So how exactly we are dealing. So guys, we have the stack and top. So what exactly means so guys, where stack is a list, top is an integer having an equal value to the length of the tag. What is that? So where stack is a list, I'm using the list to perform the stack operation. So what exactly I'm using? I'm using the list, I'm creating the stack. That is the concept that you have to remember. If you ask me, is there any data type like stacks are? No, I'm using the data type called list. So using the data type called list, I'm preparing the data structure stack. There is no data type called stack. We have the data structure called stack. Data type is different, data structure is different. Please have a clarity on that, right? So I'm using the list to form the stack, right? So I have the list, and top is an integer having an equal value to the length of the stack minus 1. So that's what you have to remember. So whatever the length you have, so length minus 1 is what we call as a top, right? So what is push, right? So guys, so stack dot append. How do you perform push operation? So you have the list. So the stack is a list, right? So if you want to insert any element to the list, what is that you will do? Obviously, we use the append function. So whatever you wanted to insert, so you will be sending so that item as a parameter. So that's what you have to do whenever you want to insert any element to the list, right? So you will give the name of the list dot append operation. So append function you will call, and you will pass the item as a parameter. So fine. So you understood push, and the same thing you will perform with the pop. Stack dot pop. Stack dot pop. Please understand. So it removes the last value from the stack and returns it. So we have the function called pop, which will help me to remove the last element from the list. So guys, so please remember this. This is how I will be removing the element from the stack, right? So moving on to the next one, types of stack item node. All these things I will call it as an item node. Then what type of data that I can insert inside the stack is a challenge for us, right? The first type that I have is stack of integers. I can insert the integer value into the stack. Can I? Yes, of course I can. So what is the second type that I have? I can also insert the characters inside the stack. I can also insert the characters inside the stack. So along with the character, please understand. So I can also insert the related data. That is what I will call it as a list. I can also insert the list to this stack. I can also insert the list to the stack. So it can contain the multiple mixed data type inside the list. So I can also insert that. So in one row, I can place it, right? This will be treated as one value. This will be treated as one value. So that's what you have to remember. In simple words, this is a memory space that I'm allocating you. Whatever you want, you can store. You can describe or you can define your own stack, right? So there is no restriction that you have to store like this, but there is a restriction for inserting and deleting. But whatever you want to store, you can store. I'm just allocating the memory for you. But the way of operating with the stack is very important. So that is what you have to understand, right? So guys, an item stored in the stack is also called as item node. That is what you need to understand. So if we want to create a stack that may contain logically group of information such as member details like member number, member name, age, then for such stack, the item node will be a list containing the member details. Then this list will be entered as an item to the stack. This entire thing will be treated as item. So that's what you have to remember. So hope you got a fair idea. So whatever the value that I'm inserting, that will be treated as item node. So it can contain multiple values. It can contain multiple values like, we have discussed in the database in the previous sessions, right? So in the entire row, whatever you have, the entire row you can insert into the stack. So that's what you have to understand. So how do I insert, sir? So in the form of list. This is what you need to remember, right? Moving on to the next concept, applications of stacks. Where I can use this stack, what is the applications of the stacks? Guys, reverse a line. Suppose if I want to reverse the line, so I can use the stack, right? So I have given a lot of examples, pictorial representation for all of you. What exactly you have given, sir? Can you just understand this, right? I have taken the textbook example for all of you, but I will make it very simpler than this and I'll give you, right? So guys, this is a stack. Imagine this is a stack, okay? So I have to insert this string into the stack. So first, imagine. So I will start inserting this B. So I have to perform push operation for B. Right now my top pointer is here. So I'll insert B and then I'll insert A and then I'll insert D. How do I remove all the things? So guys, I have to perform the pop operation. So right now, imagine my top is pointing to this D. So if I perform pop operation, first which character will be popped out? So D. So I will write D, right? Then what is the next element that I will pop out? So A. I will write A. Then I will write B. I will be popping out B. So did I reverse it? Yes. With the help of stack, I can reverse the line. So that is a simple example that you have to remember. Same thing we have explained with the multiple examples is what you need to understand. This is what you just have to understand here, right? So the next application that we have is polish a string. Probably you would have come across with infix and postfix expressions. That is what I will call it as a polishing the string, right? So how exactly we are dealing with this polishing the string, how exactly we are performing prefix, infix and postfix expressions. So what is the algorithm that we have to do? All those things are there in the textbook, but I will make it very, very simple for all of you. Let me just explain all the concepts in one table. So let me take out that table for all of you and I'll explain the concept and I'll make you feel very, very simple and easy. Don't have to bother about all other stuff, whatever you have in the textbook. Just listen to me in the next slide. Whatever I have, I will make it very simple and easy for all of you, right? So moving on to the next slide. This is going to be very, very important content for all of you in this session, right? So guys, I will be explaining this in detail. So you have to stay tuned with me until I complete, until I come here. So you have to be with me. Otherwise, Even if you just miss out for 2 seconds, then you're gone. You'll not be able to understand, not be able to track what exactly I'm doing. So you'll be in trouble, right? So how exactly I'm able to solve this expression? What is that I'm trying to do? So please look at the table. What is that I have? Guys, in this table, I have 4 columns. Please observe that. First of all, I have 4 columns. So what is that I have in the first column? The first column is serial number. What is that I have? First column is serial number. No worries to write that, right? So the second column, what I have is the expression, whatever they have given in the question. So for example, my expression is A plus bracket. So I have next B star C minus open bracket D divided by E. So guys, and then I have power exponential F. So it goes on whatever I have. What I have done, please observe, I'll just move out of the frame. What I have done is, so guys, whatever the question that I have here, so I've just the same way I have written everything in one single line, separate line. So I have A, so first I have written A, then after that followed by A I have plus. I have written that in the next line. So complete expression I have written like this. So guys, that is what you need to observe. So fine. So there is no problem with this line also, because they will give you this complete thing in the question, right? So you need to understand this part and this part. So this is very, very important. So how exactly I'll be dealing with this and this part is what we need to understand, right? So fine. So this is a stack. To the stack, always I will insert only the operators, not the operand. So this part, expression part, so I will insert the operands whatever I have, right? So this is the concept that you should remember. So whatever the operators that I have, so I will insert the operators to the stack is what you need to understand. Only the operators I will insert into the stack, but whatever the operands that I have, I will insert that operands to this part is what you need to understand, right? I will just erase it for all of you, right? So now let us understand one by one in detail. So follow me. So guys, I have A. So what is this A? Operator or operand? So operand. So where should I insert? So I should insert it to the expression part. So I have written it, right? So right now my stack should be empty, but I have opened the parenthesis. So I have opened it. So fine. So what is the next element that I have? Plus. So plus is operator or operand. So it is an operator. So where should I insert? To the stack or to the expression? So I should insert it to the stack. So fine. Already I had open parenthesis. I will place it before that, right? So that is done. So then I'll go to the next line, that is third line. So what is that I have? Open bracket, right? So should I insert it to the stack or expression? I should insert it to the stack. So I will insert it. So I had plus already. So I will place the open bracket, right? So I have placed it. What is the next one I have? I have B. So B should go to the expression or stack. So since B is an operand, so it should go to the expression, not to the stack. So already I had A, so I will place B, right? So what is the next one I have? I have star. So star, I should insert it into the stack. So what is that I will do? Next line, what is the next thing that I have? I have C. So C should go to the expression. Please observe, already I had A, B. So I will insert C here. So what is the next one I have after C? I have minus. I have minus. So minus should go to the stack. So sir, here I had star, but where is the star here? I have only minus. So please understand. You need to understand only one concept here. You just have to remember only one concept. You should know the concept of operator precedence. You should know the concept of operator precedence. Always inside, whenever you are performing this operation, so you cannot keep the operator so which has got the lowest priority. So here this is the highest priority, this operator is the highest priority. Above the highest priority operator, you cannot keep the lowest priority operator. So that is the only concept that you should understand here. What is that? I have the star. Star has got the highest priority than minus. So above the star, I cannot place the minus operator because star has got the highest priority than minus. So for that reason, what I will do is I will push this star to the expression before I place this minus. Then after that, I will place the minus. Point number 1, you should understand. So what is that you will understand? I'll mark it for all of you in a different color. So please observe this part. So what is that you have to remember? Operator precedence. I'll just write it for all of you. So I have the star. Star has got the highest priority than minus. So what I will do is I will push the star to the expression. Then after that I will place this minus in this stack. That is the concept, first concept that you should remember. I will just write point number 1. Okay. So next, after that, what is the next thing I have? Open bracket. So I have open bracket. I have placed it as it is. So what is the next one I have? D. So I should place it here in the expression. I did it. Then after that I have forward slash. I'll push it to the stack. You all know that why this slash is going to the stack, right? After that I have E. So should it go to stack or expression? It should go to the expression. So I have placed it, right? I have exponential. Please observe exponential. I have placed it here. I have placed it here. So can I do like this? Yes. Exponential has got the highest priority. Please observe. This is the second point that you should remember. Exponential has got the highest priority than the forward slash. So highest priority operator, I can keep it inside the slash. So when I have something like this, but I cannot write exponential and forward slash. You got my point? You got my point? This has got the highest priority. I cannot place the one more operator which has got the lowest priority. But when I have the lowest priority, in front of that, can I place the operator with the highest priority? Yes, you can. That is the second point that you should remember. That is the second point that you should remember. So fine, I placed the exponential operator. So what is the next thing that I have here? F. I pushed it to the expression. Then after that, closing parenthesis I have. What is that I have? Closing parenthesis, I'll close. Whenever the parenthesis, pair of parentheses open and close will appear. So what is that you need to do is, you should push whatever you have inside the parenthesis. You should push the entire content to the expression whatever you have. So what is the first operator that you have? So you have exponential. You should push it first. Exponential will go first. Then after that, what is the next one you have? You have the forward slash. Then after that, forward slash will go, right? So if these things goes, right? So you will remove the parenthesis also, right? So the remaining thing is only this much. The remaining thing is only this much. Then after that, so what is the next thing? You have star. So I can place the star because star has got the highest priority than minus. Fine. So I have the star, no issues. Then after that, I have G. G will go to there. I have placed G here, right? So then after that, I have the closing parenthesis. I have closing parenthesis. I'll close the parenthesis. If I have the closing parenthesis, whatever I have, so I will push it to the stack. So which is the first operator will go to the expression. Star will go. Please observe. And then after that, minus will go, right? So suppose if this much goes to the stack, only the remaining thing is open parenthesis and plus. Then what is the next one I have? I have star. So star will go here because can I have the star here? Yes, star has got the highest priority than plus. So fine, no issues. H will go there. Then after that, I have closing parenthesis. So first star should go, then plus should go. This is the expression after the conversion of evaluation of postfix expression using the string. Guys, this is what I will call it as a postfix expression. I have converted the given expression into the postfix expression using the concept of stack. What is this postfix, infix, prefix? So we imagine I have A plus B. This is what I will call it as an infix. This is what I will call it as an infix because my operator is between the operands. Suppose if I write like this plus AB, this is prefix. This is what I will call it as prefix. Suppose if I write AB plus, this is what I will call it as a postfix. So I have taken this expression and I have converted this expression to the postfix expression. So using the concept of stack, So with this, I have come to an end of this session. So guys, this is not the end of the chapter. I have one more session for all of you. I will be discussing cues in that session. So guys, until then, please take care of your health. Please take care of your family. So stay tuned. Go back to the session one more time. Understand each and every concept. So let's meet again in the next session. Till then, see you. Bye bye.